Welcome to Logic Medico. Just deep to the external oblique muscle of the abdomen, there is one more muscle called internal oblique muscle. The fiber direction, as you can see in this, is upwards, forwards and medially. The origin of this muscle is from the intermediate lip of the iliac crest, the ventral segment of iliac crest. Outer lip of the iliac crest is the insertion of external oblique. Intermediate lip of the iliac crest is the origin of internal oblique. Innermost lip will be transversus abdominis, which I will show you in the next video. So this internal oblique, in addition to taking origin from the intermediate lip of the iliac crest, it also takes origin, as you can see in the lowermost part here. This is the inguinal ligament. Okay, lower down you can see obliquely oriented. It also takes origin from the outer 2/3 of the upper surface of inguinal ligament. This is the origin of internal oblique. It is obliquely running upwards, forwards and medially towards the linea alba, and you can see in the midline where the gloved finger is there across the midline it is continuous with the aponeurosis of external oblique of the opposite side across the linea alba. Linea alba is a line extending from Ziffy sternum to pubic symphysis. You can see the fiber direction clearly, it's visible upwards, forwards and medially. Also through this external oblique aponeurosis is attached to xiphoid process and the costal margin formed by 6th, 7th and 8th costal cartilages which are there in the midline. This internal oblique, lowermost fibers of the internal obliques, few of the fibers get detached to form cremasteric muscle which gains attached to the testicles or the testes. Another portion of the lowermost portion of the internal oblique which takes origin from the inguinal ligament will be called as the arching fibers of the internal oblique. It joins with the transversus abdominis to form conjoint tendon. This conjoint tendon is attached to pubic crest. In the medialmost part you can see pubic crest. This is the insertion portion. Nerve supply lower 6 thoracic nerves and the first lumbar nerve, same as the external oblique. Internal oblique is also called as obliquus internus abdominis, meaning obliquely oriented fiber on the internal aspect and in the anterior abdominal wall. Nerve supply lower 6th thoracic nerve and the first lumbar nerve. Action, it causes axial rotation of the vertebral column, lumbar vertebral column. That is the action of this muscle. So this is in detail about the internal oblique. To summarize, internal oblique is one of the muscle of the anterior abdominal wall, begins from the intermediate crest of the iliac crest, intermediate lip, upper surface of the inguinal ligament, runs upwards, forwards and medially to form an aponeurosis, internal oblique aponeurosis, gains attachment to the linea alba and the aponeurosis of external oblique of the opposite side. In the lower down, it forms cremasteric muscle which gains attachment to the testis, and also it forms conjoint tendon along with transversus abdominis, gains attachment to pubic tubercle. Uppermost part of this external oblique aponeurosis attached to xiphoid process and the costal margin formed by 6th, 7th and 8th costal cartilages. Nerve supply lower 6 thoracic nerves, the ventral rami of T7 to T12 nerve, spinal nerves, okay, and the first lumbar nerve. Action, axial rotation of the vertebral column. So this is in detail about the internal oblique. If you have gained practical knowledge with respect, please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the thumbs up icon and share this video with your other friends. Thank you once again for watching and learning from Logic Medico.